Okay, I'm back. So let's go ahead and get to the sides now. Okay, so I can put those off to the side, and now we have to assemble these first. So we're going to go ahead and glue the edges in. Make them nice and square, nice and snug. And I like to put the tabs on the inside rather than the outside so I can cover up the edges. But again, I have seen some people put the tabs on the outside. It just may catch as you're sliding. That's the only thing. Okay, so now I'm going to take this piece, once those tabs are already glued in, I'll just take this and we're going to stick it right in there. One second. Cause a mess, but I didn't get the I didn't get it squared up really good, and that would cause issues when it was sliding in and out of the sleeve. You want to make sure that these are flush. I think I actually have to clean out the nozzle. Just adding some glue. Gently press that down. Okay. So here we go. Push down. All those edges. Nice and firm. All right. So there's one. Now let's go ahead and pull the sleeve. So we're going to go ahead. Oops, that's the wrong one. I'll go ahead and grab this one. This one I already was actually looking at something. That's why I pre-did this one. But we'll go ahead and come around. I like to fit them like this, so it's so I like to wrap it around, I like to crease it, wrap it around, and then I'm going to add glue to that edge right there. And then press it down nice. And securely. Make sure sides up. Once I have the fit right, and pull that out. There we go. So it's the Matchbox, and we're going to stack these together in just a little bit. So, okay, let's go ahead and get these ready. Add the adhesive to the tabs. Get all of these assembled. Actually, I want to check the tip of this because I did leave it open for quite some time. And I could have had some glue dry in there. So that's what's causing some issue, but let's see if that has now remedied it. It seems to. No, that just seems to have made it worse. Huh. Well, give me just a moment. And I'll see if we can don't lose that. That would be terrible. Let's see if I can get the inside tip cleaned out. Uh-oh. Whoops. Well, that was just apparently a mess waiting to happen. Waste not, want not. Oops. Right. Okay, let's try this. think it works better if I just put the adhesive on all the tabs. Well, maybe it works a little bit faster. Nice and flush. I'm gonna make sure it's nice and flush so that I don't have any catches on the drawers, so that they slide nice and smooth. Oops. This can be such a long process, but it's so cute. Totally worth the wait. Okay, now, okay, so that one, I only have one with the side pieces in. So let's go ahead and bring those over here and start getting those pieces in. I like covering the inside of my these drawers. It just gives it a more finished look. You don't have to. Like I said, again, it's just personal preference. I like the look, but again, you make that decision for your project. And on these, I'm trying to just get the edges. Some people, it would drive crazy to not have all these patterns match up, but I think in the drawers you can't necessarily tell so much, so it's not, to me, it's not a big deal. But some of y'all, you may want to cut them separate. Because that is just your preference. I was telling a couple of my friends how I was doing this, and I just said I had to laugh because it was very much a me video with not getting the measurements correct. It just my luck, right? I think that's what they say, just my luck. I guess the one blessing with some of the mistakes that I've made is, oh, I have a little one who wants to come say hi. Come on in. Is that, hi Trini. Hello. It's very nice that you want to come visit. Yes. But you want to come on. Good girl. I know you said hi to everyone, but now you can get back. She likes to sit right behind me on my my chair here. But what I was saying is, the nice thing is the mistakes some of them I cut it too long instead of too short. So too long is always preferable to too short, because if it's too short, you can't fix it. You can't add it on usually seamlessly, but if it's too long, you can always trim it down. Holy cow. I have to show you guys this, because this is crazy that it happened. If you look, this piece matches up perfectly. How crazy is that? Didn't plan it, but that's what happened. Okay, so those are all done. Now we're going to go ahead and build the what do you call it? I'm going to go ahead and build the wrappers for my drawers. So we'll go ahead and I love this Teflon bone folder. It on dark cardstock, it doesn't leave a you know that shine that other bone folders do. It's like you've overpressed the paper. It's wonderful on black cardstock. And I'm not worried too much about these because these are going to be covered in cardstock. There it is. Or these aren't going to be covered in cardstock. These are going to be covered by the sides and also pattern paper. So these I could have actually built out of something less stable, but I wanted to, you know, like a 65-pound or 80-pound cardstock, but I wanted everything to be the same. I want it to be really nice and sturdy. Alright. Okay, so now put that it'll slide nicely in there. But I did ooze a little bit of the adhesive right there, so I'm going to go ahead and take this out so it can dry for a minute. So you want to be careful with the adhesive. And as you guys can see, I'm just putting it in, I'm wrapping it around, and I'm putting the adhesive on the outside. Like the little tab, the shorter tab, it's going on the outside. And if I wasn't going to be putting the side pieces on this, I definitely would not have, oh geez. I definitely would not have put the what's the word? I wouldn't put the tab on the outside, is what I'm trying to say. Because oops, can't hold on to it. And see, I didn't line that up perfectly, so I'm just going to go ahead and give that a little trim. So it doesn't catch, is basically what I was trying to say. Okay, there's that one. Because normally you wouldn't want this showing, so normally I would just tuck that on the inside and put the larger tab on the out, but since these won't be seen because they'll be covered, I'm going to put them on the outside so that they slide smoother. Make sure it's just right. Just right. That slides. Nice. There we go. That's good. Good. Okay. I'll slide that one back in there. There we go. There is another little. Now, when you do this, if you don't get them exactly even, you can always give them a little trim, which is fine. Because as hard as I try, they don't always go in that smooth. Okay. All right. Because these are handmade, they all do fit just slightly different. So if you don't do that, if you don't give them a real good crease, they're not going to what's the word I'm looking for? If you don't give them a good crease, then sometimes they don't fit the way that they should. Sometimes they might fit a little too tight. And apparently I was not very good at making sure that these were even. There we go. There's that. And last one. Anything. Okay. Alright, here we go. Okay. Now we're going to go ahead and glued together. So that is how that's eventually going to look when I get them all put together. Now this one we're going to go ahead and crease and assemble. Because I've got to build the base, so the base has something. Glue this tab in. This tab. Now you can also use this as a box for other projects. To add adhesive to these pieces on the inside. And it's hard to press those down, so I'm just going to use my bone folder to press those into place. Same on this side. Oops. Okay. This is where it gets a little tricky. Actually don't need them quite as long. Actually, part of that. So those get tucked in there. This goes in. This goes in. Okay, so that's going to go in like that. And then this last piece, I'm going to do quite a bit of adhesive. So now we've built a box. That's the base that it's going to sit on. Because, I'll show you why. Oops. When I was using these feet, it blocks the drawer like that. So I needed about an inch or so to sit up like that. Okay. But I think I'm going to use the little feet this time, just as something different. This goes to the front. Okay. Alright, so now we are going to put these all together. I need some rubber bands, and I actually have some right over here. There we go. So first, I'm going to go ahead and glue down bottom one, and we're going to bring it all the way to the front. Same with this side. Make sure that the front is all flush. The back will be semi-covered with the back piece. It will sit like this. Okay. All right. Now we carefully cover that. And I want to be careful around the back edge and the front edge so I don't glue my stuff together. And actually, I'm also going to add a little bit of glue in between. There we go. Okay. Oops, I'm going to add a little glue to this side as well, this inside piece. Okay. So I'm going to square them up to the side and the front. This glue on the front edge because, sorry about that, because it will glue my drawer shut if I'm not careful. Okay. Alright. Ouch! That hurt slightly. So now I'm just going to put some rubber bands on it. So that is the basic construction of that. And now I do have the top piece, or the top pieces and the side pieces. Okay, now let me find, I've got just a bunch of pieces over here. Okay, so these are my side pieces. Okay, and my top. That's going to go on top like that. And then, so I want to cut, because I need a back piece, and I also need the bottom piece. So I'm going to use this for the back. So once again, I'm going to just cut off the outside border because I think it just looks a little bit strange. Okay. And it is So it's going to be 5 and, is this 5 1/2? I think it is. Okay, so it's 5 3/4. Oops. I actually want to do it in here. Okay. So then 5 3/4. Cut that. And do I want the top? I think I want the by 4. Okay, save that. Okay, so this is the back, this is the top. Okay. And oh, that's not piece. I have a lot of this particular paper, so I'm actually going to cut that off. And this part off. Quarters. Good. Now, 5 3/4. Do very bottom. Let's do it this way. And wait. I'm going to do it this way. Okay, we'll keep that border piece like that. Okay, so to go ahead just glue this down. That top, and I just remember there's actually 2 pieces of black cardstock, or 3 pieces. Wait, 3 pieces that I forgot. Okay, so, okay, this piece, so normally you could do them about like 1 inch, this is actually 2.5, so we'll go ahead and cut it down to 2 inches. So you need 3 pieces. 2 inches. Okay. And then 1 by 6. Okay. So 2 by 6. You need 1 of those, and you score 1 inch. Okay, down the center, lengthwise. Okay, then you need 2 pieces that are, that goes there, 2 pieces that are, sorry, 4 1/4. Okay, 2. Okay, so you need 2 by 4 and 1/4, and you need 2 of those. Score at 1 inch. Okay. So let's go ahead and get our pieces. So 4 1/4. Okay. And then I do have, 1 second, I think this will be by 6. Nope, just short. Well, here we are. Okay, so this is 6, excuse me, by 2. Okay. I'm going to score, oops, each of these at 1 inch. 1 inch. Plenty dry. Oh, I'm sorry. We need 2 of these. Okay. 2. I'm sorry. I thought that we would need 1 on the top and 1 on the bottom. Okay. Okay. Let me make sure. Okay. Alright, those go over there for now. Alright, so on the back side, we're going to go ahead and glue. This is something that, so our back piece has something to adhere to. So we're going to go ahead and glue this to the top edge, like this. So the 6-inch piece goes along the back edge like this. And then the other 6-inch piece is going to come along the bottom. And we're going to glue to this particular piece, okay? And actually, this is the back. So what I'm going to do is glue to this. Okay, like that. And glue. This way we're not trying to glue to these little pieces and we don't cause any issues with the drawers gluing shut. Okay. This glues here. Now, you could, if you wanted to, just make your matting piece longer. Again, preference. Kind of like the hinges. But again, it's just my preference. Okay. Oh, shoot. Wait. That's why. Okay. Now these pieces go here. Okay. So these get glued to the side. So the glue goes to the side. Then again, you put the glue on this piece and the glue goes to this side. So as I take it, I'm going to glue it to the side. Okay, now we're going to glue this on. Like so. It's really coming together. Okay. Now, just gives a more squared look. Okay, so there's the front so far, and there's the back. Okay, all right, now since we're already here, let's go ahead and put the top on. Again, I don't want to glue my drawer shut, so I'm going to stay a little farther back on this front edge. All right, now let's go ahead, put the bottom piece on. tad too tall. Isn't that always the way? Okay, so it's should be 4. Apparently, slightly different. Right. Actually, I almost feel like the bottom should be all that pattern, but it's okay. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and stop the video right here, and I'll be back in just a minute.